Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We got us Macallan Edition No. 2.
Bam, it's orange. It's kind of pumpkinish for October.
That's right. And Riedel glasses.
Some Riedels, baby. What are we going to do, Bruno?
Let's test them.
Test it! All right, Bruno, let's break out these Riedels first. And it is pronounced Riedel like needle.
Riedel like needle.
These are
Riedel.
Did I say Germany? They're actually from Austria.
Made it out of
I might have
clay.
said that. I don't know if I mentioned. These are Austrian glasses. This is glassware.
Crystal.
Crystal. Do you
Actual
want to?
crystal.
And we got two different sets here.
Okay, yeah, let's back up just a little bit. And we had a tasting came into town for the Exceptional Series Scotch.
Yes. Don Sutcliffe.
Don Sutcliffe. There'll be more on him coming up in future episodes.
Packaging, pretty neat. They're safely in here. These are finger hole grabs. Look at this.
Yeah, this is very good packaging.
Yes.
You could almost ship these glasses in just this box alone.
Very Austrian-German packaging. Love it. That is where I hearken from.
But anyway, we're at the tasting for the Exceptional Series, and sitting next to me is a representative of Riedel.
Bam. A Riedel rep.
Yeah, and
Which
he's there.
rolls.
In fact, it's a very nice restaurant that this tasting was at, the Scotch and Sirloin. And they use, when you order a single malt from them, they use the Riedel single malt glasses. So, anyway, the rep is sitting next to me. We got to talking and stuff about Scotch Test Dummies, and he said, I'm going to send you some glasses, and you guys can take a look at them.
That's right.
I said, awesome. So, two different glasses. Now, these are, the thing with Riedel is they supposedly have had meetings and get-togethers with people in the know, with whiskey people, with spirits people, and they've designed their glasses for the best tasting experience per spirit. Because we also have tequila glasses, we've got cognac glasses, and then these
Look
single
at
malt
this.
glasses and spirits glasses.
Well, now I'm going to show you a little something here, because the gentleman, the rep we talked to, said most of his work is in different wine glasses. And he said that he'll even go with one type of wine and use multiple different glasses, and then you can taste the same wine in 5 different glasses or whatever number and really notice the difference. And here is this sweet picture of all these different wine glasses. And then I'm going to, hold on, sorry, boom. And then I'm going to flip this around because there's also some spirit glasses at the bottom there.
I hadn't even looked at one of those.
Yeah, look at this. And I want to look at, I mean, we're going to do these here, but look at these, look at all these multiple glasses they've even got for different spirits. Wow, wow. All right, we're going to set that off to the side. That's my inner geek coming out where I'm like, woo, look at these. So these are spirit glasses. We're going to try these.
Which they say for like, well, these are just for single malts. So these are for like some of your other spirits. And even when we were at the bar for the tasting, we tried a sample of Jefferson's Ocean, and they brought it out in these glasses.
Yes.
As a bourbon nosing glass.
Right.
Now,
So-
I will tell you, first impressions, like I said, these are crystal.
Really? First impressions?
These
Lead-free crystal.
These
Lead-free.
are fragile,
Really?
I want to say.
All
They
right.
feel fragile. I mean,
They
they're
say
fine.
dishwasher safe, but I would hand wash them. I'm sure they are dishwasher safe. But I know the heating action of the dishwasher will make glass more fragile. I'm hand washing.
Well, yeah, and if you are having keg parties, you probably don't want to have these out. Plus, they are a little bit more costly than
if you yell
a Glencairn
kegger,
or a rocks glass.
yeah, if you're yelling kegger, and then you probably don't want this out. Because someone will be like, I can't get enough beer into my nosing glass. All right?
No.
Yeah, I can't get
That's only
enough.
holds
This
like
doesn't
2
hold a
ounces.
lot of beer. You're crazy. Yeah. We got a buddy that can just like bump and a beer is gone. Well, you've seen him. Cousin Shane. We may have him show that sometime. No wonder when on that very first show Cousin Shane's in, he just whoop.
Yeah.
What was that?
Glenn lived at 18.
year? Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to slide one of these over.
Okay.
So you've got one.
No, I really just went
I've
with a
got
little.
one.
If you need a little bit more,
Genius.
feel free to take a little bit more.
All right, so this Macallan, you brought this over, and I'm like, okay, orange box. what is going on here, and you really gave me the rundown on
Actually,
what
I
this
haven't.
is.
There's a lot more to it.
There's more even. Wow,
Yes.
you gave me a lot, and there's more you're saying. Do tell.
And actually, okay, so this is edition number 2, which is an annual release. Last year, edition number 1 came out. And I said at the liquor store when they got this in, I go, well, you guys never even got edition number 1. And they said it wasn't even available in Kansas. So
Cruelty is what
I
that
know.
is.
Now, I did see edition number 1 in Texas when I was down there
Texas
last
is
year
big.
or earlier part of this year.
Texas is big. You might be talking the Dallas area.
Now, I did see on the inner lid of this, it does say edition number 3 is to inspire, select, and create. A new selection of exceptional oak casks will be chosen to create next year's edition.
Oh, so that's like a teaser.
Yes.
Because this is edition number 2.
This is edition number 2. Now, what they've done is they went into a collaboration with the three brothers that own a world famous restaurant. Yes. And that restaurant is that right there. You want to try to...
El Cellar de Can Roca.
Okay.
The cellar of Roca,
Okay.
I believe is what that
And that's
is.
their last name.
Wow. Okay.
So the three brothers, Joseph, Joan, and Jordi, that's the American pronunciations,
Sure, I'm sure you're spot on.
they got to select what casks they wanted involved in this making.
Huh.
And then,
So they picked the casks.
yes.
Okay.
And then Macallan's master whiskey maker, Bob Delgarno, got to pick the 4th casking,
The
basically.
4th. So they
So
picked the
this
first
is in,
3.
and they're different wine caskings of sherry.
Which means that
basically.
they're spending time in a charred oak barrel, prior bourbon fill, but they're then re-putting them into some kind of wine cask.
Different wood.
Different woods.
Joseph Roca, he chose Jose Miguel Martin wood.
And that's all this. All that is in here.
Yes.
So these brothers picked, they like, hey, I'm putting it in here. And then the next brother's like, I'm moving it over to here.
Yes. And then Joan Roca chose Diego Martin wood. Jordi chose Vasima. And the master whiskey maker Bob, he chose Tevasa. So anyway,
Jordy must be like their little tiniest brother. It
Could
just
be.
sounds like he'd be the little
they,
fella.
Joseph, Joan, and Jordi.
Right. Yeah.
And then on the back, so it shows you the percentage of the cask usage used, and they've got European oak and American oak both, first fill and second fill.
Wow.
It breaks it down. It shows you that 52% has been in a sherry butt, 21% has been in a hogshead, and 27% in a puncheon.
For those that have watched old episodes, you know what a hogshead is, right?
That's an old one. You're going to have to spell that one
It's
out.
like episode 13 or something. Now, I'm going to request something, and you may not want to do it. Would you maybe throw some more photos on there, kind of way? Because there's a multitude of information on this box. First of all, I'm digging the info on the box. This is like it's like a mini master's class on whiskey and what they're doing. Now, you also said, so that's all in this. You said there's an overall theme going here too, where edition 1 came from somebody.
No,
right?
now see, I don't know on edition
okay.
1 because we never saw it.
Okay, you're right.
So,
Okay.
and I didn't look it up. I didn't research that.
That's on me. So, but there was an edition 1, had something else, and then they're teasing edition 3.
Yep.
And then all that information there, which just, to me, just reading it's complex.
Yeah, I know.
And I will tell you
I had to
my
sit down because they
notes.
had the names and they've got some notes that you get. Now, okay,
Yes.
what I didn't go into is Joseph Roca chose the Jose Miguel Martin wood, which gives a spicy ginger. Joan Roca chose the Diego Martin wood, which is a green wood and a toffee notes.
Wow.
Jordy's Vasima wood brings a light vanilla and a citrus to this. And then Bob's Tevasa wood brings a dried fruit and sherry notes.
Wow. Now here's what I am going to tell you. When I nosed and tasted this, there was a lot going on. We're going to get into that. My notes, Scott said, are lacking. They are, because I was like overwhelmed with like, what is this? Yeah. And conversely, we've got them in 2 different glasses. I'm going to tell you, just looking at these, this single malt glass, this one looks like it's going to have a lip feel, And this other one that's just called isn't it called just a whiskey
Spirit.
glass, a spirit glass? This looks like it's going to be funneling a little bit more of the nose. So let me try.
Well, and I told you that. Okay, this single malt glass is more designed for tasting.
Okay.
I
Not
don't
as
think
much
it's designed
nosing.
for nosing. This
Okay.
is for the tasting experience, and they've designed it with the lip to where it delivers the single malt right onto the tip of your tongue as it enters.
All right, and I'm going to concur with you right here on this one. This is amazing, but it's nice having them both here. On this one, the nose definitely is disappearing. I can tell it's not funneled into my nose. I have to really get down in there just to get a hint. Over here, much more. I can get the fruitiness, a little bit of sherry, a little bit of fruit, a sweet citrus, and what I think is a little bit of vanilla on the nose for me, and I can't do that with this one. So right off the bat, you're kind of seeing the difference. What say you, brother?
Yes, I agree. The single malt or the spirits glass is definitely more cone shaped to funnel those aromas in. And even the first night that when I sat down with this, I noticed that this was not a nosing glass. This is a drinking experience glass.
All right, just to show a Glencairn here, you can see, so the Glencairn, there's a little something in there, but I don't pour that in. But the Glencairn nose is even smaller than this one. It's got a little bit more of that tulip shape, but this definitely, yeah, you even get a little bit of oak.
Now, I did notice with the single malt Riedel glass that you do actually, when you bring it up to your lips, you bring the tip of your tongue up to meet the spirit as it enters your mouth.
You're saying you're doing that manually, or it just kind of induces that?
Induces it.
I'm feeling it. Really fits your lip. Huh.
The nose, I'm going to go ahead and just get into the Macallan here a little bit. The nose on this is such a sweet sherry. Citrus notes, along with the sherry notes, and the oak, and almond. Some of that vanilla is all combined on the nose. Also, what I didn't say, 48.2% alcohol. A little bit higher.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. First of all, I am a little stunned with the glasses head to head. The Riedel's head to head. When I sipped from the spirits glass, it actually sent the spirit further back on my tongue, almost back into my throat area. And you're right, as this one came up, that my nose kind of hit it. My nose hit the front. With this one being flared open, it really lays it on my lip. And you're right, I feel like it's hitting the front of the tongue. As I tipped in, I didn't have to go back as far as I do with the Glencairn. And you're right, it kind of deposits right on the front of my tongue and along the entire part of the front of my mouth. And then we'll get into the spirit.
The taste, neat. It's very warming, very velvety. It's got a dry wine finish to it. Very smooth. I get toffee,
Yeah,
sherry notes,
definitely.
oak. I got a crumble graham cracker crust. Like a pie, that when you take the graham crackers and it gets crumbled up to make the pie crust with.
Right. Yeah, the crumble.
Yeah. With a little bit of cinnamon. And a slight black pepper spiciness.
All right, I get the sherry. I've got an odd note on here of what I called like a fruit, but it was almost like a jam on toast. A fruity jam, but with a dryness. There's definitely that astringent there. The nuttiness kind of comes in the middle. And then as it's trailing out and leaving me, I'm definitely getting that wood, that oak. It's not an overpowering. It's not as if it's been over oaked. It's just the nut flavor transitions into a dried wood. That kind of dry astringency stays with me throughout, and I can feel the dryness on the sides of my cheek. As I do a little circular breathing, try not to overdo the angry chipmunk. I can still pick up some flavor, but the flavor in the aftertaste is definitely more of a toffee that lingers, and a vanilla that slowly slips and fades away.
A little bit of a vanilla cream with the with water, and I've got
You added
caramel.
water?
I just did, yeah,
I do that. I haven't done that.
and a little bit of a caramel cream as well. I felt with water that it helps. It almost cling to the sides of my mouth more. We'll see what you get.
Well, I definitely get that. The dryness is in the side of my cheek. You know, I put right in my notes. We taste things ahead of time. And in my notes under taste, I just put, there's a lot going on here. I knew I had to come back in.
Well, I had a couple when I first opened it, and then when I brought it over here, me and you sat down, I had another one, just because there is a lot going on. A lot of depth, a lot of complexity, a lot of fine oaks or woods coming together, I think.
Yeah.
It's not just a sherry beast.
No, not at all. The sherry's definitely there. It's on the forefront for me. But then it starts hitting all those transitions, and again, I know I say this a lot, transitions is what I really like. And I get a lot of transitions, a lot of movement in scotches in general, and I'm definitely getting it from the Macallan Edition No. 2. So, wow. I don't know if I can say water changed it much for me. I only did a very small drop, just see if it would open up. I love this one neat. That ABV is perfect. Man, I'm not a huge fan of wood flavor, but I really like how the oakiness trails out near the end.
There is the oakiness, but there's also so much more going on with it. It's not just
Right.
an oak glass.
Completely. Now with the this Riedel single malt glass, I'm naturally holding it down on this thing. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but it makes me, it like beckons me to hold it by that.
I think so. Yeah, even me picking it up.
I'm
That's how I
not
hold it by.
warming the spirit. I know you don't, it's not like a brandy that you want to cup it and warm it. And I've never really even tried. I know there's, I forget the name of them, there's some stemmed glasses for whiskey that some people do.
Oh,
But
right.
I just
See,
naturally
Richard
picked it up.
Patterson is using them
Yes.
in his great video where he's teaching the lady how to taste whiskey.
Right. Wow. Again, this is a great glass for tasting.
Yes.
I really do like it.
Yeah. What's your score?
89. 89. I like it. What? 89 is not horrible. What did you give it? A 99?
93.
All right. I mean, it's good.
I think it's delicious.
It's great.
I'm gonna have a hard time not drinking that whole bottle.
You bought it.
And edition 3 will be on my short list.
Yeah. I mean,
And I might even seek out edition 1. Now I did see though an early review of this one or two. Really liked this one over edition 1.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean I can't say because we didn't ever see. Or
Now, you
didn't
made
ever
like
get
a-
edition 1.
A mean, shocked, astonished face. 89, I think, is great.
Well, you're talking about how much there is and how much is going on
I like
with
it.
it and complexity.
Right.
And blah blah blah.
89 is good. 89 is not bad. This, I didn't say, when you looked at me, it was like I said 79. I'm thinking, did he hear 89? 89 is good. Yeah, I like it. It's got a lot of moves, it's got a lot of transitions. So,
Okay. Is it worth it?
how much?
$100.
Woo! Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, here's the deal. You know, we talked about it. This is more your wheelhouse. I enjoy it. That surprises me a little bit. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I already said it is. I actually thought you were going to tell me this is $79, $80. Hundreds kind of moving it up, but the rarity of it. I mean, is it rare? I'm assuming this is pretty rare.
It's limited. Yeah,
it's a limited edition.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. You definitely got the transitions. I don't know, what say you? I assume with your score, you're saying definitely.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it again.
Zero hesitation.
Zero.
I would have a minute amount of hesitation. I wouldn't.
No.
Again, this is where our palates are different. One thing we like to say is, I lean peated, you lean sherry. We're both on both sides of it. We appreciate all whiskeys, really, all scotches. But so if you dig Scott's palate overall, definitely. But we both enjoyed this immensely. Great deal. Anything else you want to add on?
The only thing I would say about the Riedel glasses, I do like them. They are high quality. If you are rough with glassware, though, I think you're going to break them.
You sure you didn't break another set and not tell me?
No.
There was like a whole other set, and you were just like, and it hit, and you broke it.
Even with granite, I just feel like, man, you want to set it down real gentle. If for fine glassware, and like I say, I know the single malts though, they're going for about $50 a pair for the single malt crystal. Some of the others are a little cheaper, about $30 a pair, I believe, on like the spirits glasses.
But you haven't had one break on you.
No.
So I mean, it may be that they're.
Compared to a rocks glass or a Glencairn, even with that heavier base.
Right, a rocks glass you could kill a zombie.
Yeah.
You can just throw it or hit it. Yeah, you just clank
head.
it. It's got that huge glass thing on the bottom of it. These are not heavy. I give you the feel. I almost wonder. They feel delicate. They feel expensive. They feel refined. But dishwasher safe, they should be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't take it to a kegger.
Yeah. Well, unless you got a lot of money.
Sure, you got a lot of money. You'd be like, I got a case of Riedel's out there. You guys pour your beer in there.
My own ignorance, though, when we were at the Scotch and Sirloin and we were getting the drinks in this, and I'm sitting by the representative from the company, and I'm thinking, wow, if we could get about 100 of those for our tastings.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's what you were thinking.
Yeah.
You were thinking this would be a great tasting glass.
Yeah.
And, that would be an expensive
I found out how
tasting.
much they were.
Yeah, there'd be a guy in the back row that'd be like, I like this one. He'd go, do not slam that Riedel glass.
What's the Jewish celebration? Wrap it up in the towel and break it.
Yeah, is that it? Or there's the Italians always throwing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's the
the
Czechs. Yeah, they're throwing stuff into the they're stomping them at the wedding celebration. Be like, do not. That's the slogan. Don't stomp my Riedel. Now, before we leave, I wanted to point something out with you, and I also wanted to give you a gift. All right, there's a gift in here for you. You have been phenomenal on, I don't know how you want to say it, called paying it forward. You are more than generous with your spirits, both with me. You've surprised me a few times, and I think you surprise a lot of our associates in the industry and our followers. More than kind. I had seen something, heard about something, and I thought, you know what, I know how you like to cook, and I know how you like to do different things, and I thought maybe at some point in time, I'm not saying we're going into this realm at any point, but I thought this book sounded like something that you would get into and enjoy. So, it's the New York Times Book of Cocktails. Uh-oh. You do not know anything about this.
Nice.
All right, but I want to give this to you.
Awesome.
All right, it just showed up. I wasn't sure when it was going to show up, but I've heard rave reviews on this book, and you've got a little bit of chef in you, and I could see you saying, you know what, I want to try this with this and make this, and I think one point you even mentioned that it might be kind of cool if we did a special show with a cocktail every once in a while or something. I don't know. But even if you don't ever
Whiskey.
want to do that,
Whiskey
anything
cocktail.
with whiskey cocktails would be great. Even if you don't ever want to do this, I thought you might enjoy this. And Rich Summer, who's been on Mad Men and is a big board game geek guy and also loves his cocktails, had referenced this book. And I thought, let me just get it for you, and we'll see. So there's a gift, and that's it.
Awesome, thank you.
Sure.
That'll be
All
nice.
right. And you ready? I was waiting for you to point. We should scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
Dummies.
Dummies.